Welcome back to Just Scribble. My pre-order from Sterling Ink for the Common Planner has arrived and I am so excited to open this up and share it with you guys and check it out. Alright, so I have everything unboxed. I have here not one, not two, but three common planners from Sterling Ink. And we're going to check all three of these out because they are all three different. When Catherine first shared that Sterling Ink was going to be launching this common planner for 2023, I immediately knew that it was going to be my EDC size for 2023. It is the closest thing to my ideal perfect planner. From everything I've seen in her videos, I think she did an amazing job with all of the details, and everything about this planner is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really excited to check it out. So when you get your common planner, it does come in a little box, and it's kind of like a drawer. So you pull here, the inside box comes out, it's wrapped in tissue paper, and then it has the little sticker that says Sterling Ink. Now I do want to mention that these were a pre-order item, and so you needed to pre-order these in order to snag one of these planners for 2023. But they did order extras that they're going to be launching on their website. They're going to be launching some on the evening of the 18th of November, and if that first round doesn't sell out, then they'll be putting up the additional ones on the 19th, so Saturday the 19th. And then they've held back a few that they'll launch in December after they've gotten all of the pre-orders out and made sure that they have enough extra. I would definitely suggest that if you see this and you like it and you want it and you didn't pre-order, that you get online the evening of the 18th and you snag one, because I don't know how many they have and I don't know whether or not they're going to sell out. And I will put in a pinned comment the details of when they're going to launch the few extras that they did purchase. But I did want to make sure that I mentioned that this was a pre-order and that there will be some available on their site on the 18th of November, possibly the 19th of November, and then in December. But it's not going to be a whole bunch. They can't keep a bunch of dated products in stock. So if you want one, I would definitely hop on. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. I also wanted to mention that they may not have boxes for all of the planners that they sell through their website. They had boxes for the pre-orders and they do have some extras, but I don't know that they're going to have enough for all of them. So if you didn't pre-order and you order from their website, it may not come in this box. I just wanted to give that little caveat so that you would know. So it has this little black box with the drawer, and then you pull the drawer out, and then wrapped in black tissue paper with the sticker is the planner. So we are going to open this one up and check this one out, see which one this is, because like I said, all three of these are different, and then we will check out the others as well. This planner did come in a full year book and a 2-book option, like an AExAA set. And so I have here both the full year and the AExAA half year style. And it did come in 2 cover options as well. And I have both cover options here also. So I'm going to try to keep this tissue paper nice and not mess this up too much. So this is the 2-book set. So it has part 1 and part 2. They are dated. They have the date there, the size B6 written at the bottom on the spine. They also say 2023 B6 part 1 and part 2. So they are labeled on the spine and they are labeled on the cover. So this is the 2-book set in the light pink cover. The covers are paper, but they have distinct finishes. So the light pink one has a sort of leatherette finish. So if you can see that sort of texture, it kind of looks like a leather planner, and it is slick, and you can't really feel that texture. You can see it, but you can't feel it. But it is paper. It is a thin, soft paper cover, and it just has this kind of leatherette finish to it, and it is a mauve pink. So we have this one, and then we have 2 others. So one of these is the 2-book set, but in the black cover, and one of these is the full year. Now I'm going to open up all 3 of these, but not all 3 of these are mine. Actually, only one is for me, but I am going to open up the other 2 because all 3 of them are different, because one is the full year book, 2 are the half year, and 2 are in the black cover, and 1 is in the pink leatherette cover. I wanted to be able to show you the differences between all of them. So I am going to open up all 3, but 2 of them are actually going to be giveaways. So I'm going to be super careful when unwrapping them, opening them up, and all of that, because I want them to be in the best condition possible for the giveaway, but I also wanted to share all 3 of them with you. So I'm going to slide the box out for this one. I'm going to very carefully cut the tissue paper. I'm trying not to mess up the sticker in case someone wants to take the sticker off, put it in their journal or their planner. So this seems like it's a 2-book set also. And it is. So move that aside. This is the other 2-book set. So the 2-book set comes in 2 different color options. The pink cover that is sort of a leatherette finish but is paper, and then the black cover which is a linen finish, if you can see that, and it's also paper. So the covers are the same material but they feel very different. This one is sort of slick and shiny, and this one has an actual texture to it and is a little bit rough. It's not slick, it's very matte. So they are different in feel and appearance, but they are both the same thin paper cover. So it's the same cover, it's just a different finish on it. Once again, it does tell you the year, the size, part 1, common planner, the year, the size, part 1, and then the year, the size, part 2, common planner, and then the year, the size, part 2. And when you did the pre-order, you could actually mix and match. So you could choose to have book 1 pink and book 2 black, or vice versa, or you could choose to have both books be the black or both books be the pink. So you did have an option to mix and match, but I don't know if they'll have that option when they list these on the website for the extras that they purchased. And then this is the last one. So this one will be the full year book. And I'm just going to open this one up real carefully. Scoop that aside. So the full year is the whole year in one book. It also came in the 2 cover options. I chose to order it in the black linen cover finish, but you could get it in the pink, like leatherette paper cover finish as well. It once again has the year and the size, but it says full year instead of part 1 or part 2. It says common planner there, and then it says the year there and the size. On the back, it does say common planner designed by Sterling Ink. I forgot to show that on these. These say that as well. And on the back of pink also says common planner designed by Sterling Ink. So these are the 2 cover options that you have, and then these are the 2 book options you have. You have the full year or you have the 2 half-year books. Now I am going to be using the half-year book. Now I am going to be using the half-year book as my EDC. That is actually one of the things that sold me on this planner. Besides the fact that I love B6 size, and I had already planned on going back to B6 size from EDC for 2023. I'm also a huge fan of half-year planners. There's a few reasons why I like a half-year planner. One is I don't like a super chunky planner, and even a half-year can get quite chunky, and I just don't like writing in a full-year planner as it's chunked up. The other reason that I really like a half-year planner is that halfway through the year I get a fresh start. It's kind of like getting new school supplies and getting to start all over, and so I like being able to start fresh midway through the year. Third reason that I like a half-year planner is that I feel more comfortable changing planners if for some reason my planner system isn't working out. I have gotten better about changing planners whenever I feel I need to change planners. It's still a lot easier to do if you've completed the book. So it's a lot easier for me to change up planner systems if I finished up the half-year book and I was going to be moving into a new book anyways. So those are some of the reasons why I prefer a half-year planner. So I was really excited when Catherine announced her planner because I really loved the layout. I love Tomoe River paper, which is what this is made out of. This is actually made with Sanzen Tomoe River paper, which is the newest Tomoe River paper. It has a little bit more feedback than the original Tomoe River paper and a little less ghosting and shadowing. It's really, really lovely, but I love all versions of Tomoe River paper. So the fact that it was a Tomoe River paper planner was a huge selling point to me. The fact that it was dated, another reason why I wanted this planner. The fact that it was a B6 size, because that is really my favorite size, and I was going to go back to B6 for 2023 was another reason. The fact that it came in half-year books was yet another reason, and it is a Monday start. So those were the main selling points for this planner for me, the things that really made me immediately know this was the planner that I was going to use for my EDC in 2023. Now, when I ordered these, I knew I was going to use the half year, so I knew one of these two was going to be for me, and one of these two was going to be for a giveaway, because I did plan the giveaway when I did order these for the pre-order, but I hadn't decided for sure which one I was going to use for my EDC. I hadn't decided if I was going to use the black linen cover or if I was going to use the pink like leatherette kind of feel cover. I'm still not 100% sure. I am leaning towards keeping and using the leatherette, but I am going to decide for sure before I film the giveaway video, where I'm going to be giving away the full year planner and one of the half year sets and some other goodies to go with them. So definitely make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that, because that's going to be a really fun giveaway. But I do think I'm going to end up keeping the leatherette and doing the giveaway with the 2 linen covers. I think that's what's going to happen. So before we get into the actual planner and check out the insides of the planner, I did want to do a couple of comparisons for you just for size reference. Now, I do not have... Maybe I do, hold on. I don't, but this will give us a good idea, so I'm gonna set that there. I do not have a full year Stalogy to do a comparison, or if I do, I can't find it in the mess of my studio remodel. But I do have 2 half year Stalogies, so I will use that as a comparison to the full year. But I wanted to show you a little bit of a size comparison. So what we're gonna compare between are the Wonderland 222, the Stalogy, and the Aura Style Annie Plans B6 planner. So I just wanted to show you how the size of this compares to those. So this is the Wonderland 222 planner system for 2023. This is the planner in B6 size, and this is the notebook in B6 size. The 2 of these combined give you some trackers and some quarterly pages, your monthlies, all of your weeklies, and then almost enough pages for the entire year. If you put their full year notebook with it, that would have enough pages for the whole year, but there's already pages, like daily pages in the back of this as well. So you would have more pages than a full year. So the 2 of these combined is about a full year worth of daily pages plus your monthlies and your weeklies. So if you compare that, you can see that the Common Planner full year is about the same width as those 2 combined, but it's in one book. So you don't have to carry 2 books to get your monthlies, your weeklies, and your dailies. But the Wonderland 222 is smaller than the Common Planner in its height and also in its width. It's just a smidge on the width, if you can see that, but it is shorter in height. And that is because Wonderland 222 is a ISO B6 size, and the Common Planner is JIS B6 size. So in paper sizing, JIS and ISO paper sizing in the A series papers, like your A6 and your A5, they are identical. But in B series, B5, B6, B7, the JIS is a little bit bigger than ISO. So the Wonderland 222 is ISO size paper, so it is roughly 5 by 7, whereas the Common Planner is JIS size, so it is about 7.2 by 5. So that is the main difference in the paper sizing and the thickness for the full year. Now, from a Stalogy standpoint, the Stalogy is also JIS sizing. It does use Japanese paper sizing, and so the Stalogy is basically the same size in height and width as the Common Planner. And if you had a full year Stalogy, these are 2 half years. It'll be a little bit thinner than the Common Planner because the full year Stalogy is just basically daily pages. So enough daily pages for the full year, whereas this has your months and enough pages for your full year. So a full year Stalogy is going to be a little bit thinner than the Common Planner full year book. If you were trying to figure out how it would fit in your covers, things like that, I wanted to point that out. I also wanted to compare the full year to the Aura Estelle. This is the Daily Classic Undated Aura Estelle Annie Plans Planner. It has monthlies at the beginning, and then it has these daily pages. The Aura Estelle is Wonderland 222 size, roughly. It is ISO size. It's a smidge bigger, but it's basically ISO size. So it is a little bit shorter and a little bit narrower than the Common Planner. Thickness wise though, They are about the same thickness. It is a little bit thinner, but not much. And part of that could also be because this is Sanzen Tomoe River paper. Even though it's 52 GSM, that paper is going to make the thickness slightly different as well. So that was the Aura Stell. I'm going to set that aside because that's enough with a full year comparison. And then we'll do a quick little half year comparison. So one book of your half year is going to be about the same thickness as the Wonderland 222 planner by itself, or about the same thickness, just a little bit thicker than their half year notebook, because this, once again, is just a half year worth of daily pages, whereas this is going to have a half year worth of daily pages plus months plus weeks. Likewise, the half year Stalogy is going to be a little thinner for the same reason, because this just has enough pages for a half year of dailies. This has enough pages to do a half year of dailies, plus it has your monthlies and your weeklies for the half of year. Height-wise, all of the comparisons are the same, so I'm not going to compare height-wise. So that was a little bit of a size comparison. I am not going to go through and compare the Common Planner interior to the Wonderland 222 or to the Hobonichi Cousin in this video. I'm actually going to do some of that in the video where I'm going to do the giveaway. So there's going to be a second video about these planners. Mostly I just wanted to open them up and check them out and share them with you guys. And so I wanted to get this filmed so I could get this up and share it with you as soon as possible. But I will be doing a little bit of a comparison. But before we go, I do want to talk about a few more things. One is covers. So because these are a paper cover, and it's not that much different. It's not that much different than the Wonderland 222 or my Take a Note planner. They have sort of paper covers on them also. The Common Planners are a little bit thinner, a little bit softer of a cover than like the Wonderland 222, has a little bit more structure in it, but they are still very similar, but they are paper. And so in my opinion, they really need to go into a clear cover, because I do think that these covers over time throughout an entire year will get bent and messed up if they don't have a clear cover. The clear covers that Catspresso Co. sells, which I recently did an unboxing of, in their B6 Stalogy size, they fit the half-year Common Planner beautifully. So if you have a Catspresso Co. B6 jelly or vinyl cover, it will fit your half-year Common Planner perfectly. But it doesn't fit the full year, because the full year is a little bit thicker than a full year Stalogy. But they are designing one. So if you love Catspresso Co. covers, which is my favorite brand of vinyl or jelly covers, then definitely follow them on Instagram or watch their shop, because they are coming out with a full year cover that is specific for the Common Planner. So if you have the full year Common Planner, or you're going to buy the full year Common Planner, you can get that cover from them, and it will be made just for this planner, so it will be the perfect fit. So if you use their B6 Stalogy one, it will fit the half year, and then if you buy their full year one, it will fit the full year. Alternatively, you can use the Lauren Phelps Design vinyl covers on the full year planner. It does fit. And actually, Catherine did a video on it here on YouTube, and she shared that. And then Lauren from Lauren Phelps Design, she actually did a reel about it on Instagram. So you can go over to Instagram, or you can go here to YouTube to Sterling Ink, and you can see the kind of tricks you need to do just to get the perfect fit of that cover. But the Lauren Phelps Design cover, the way that it's sold currently, will fit the Common Planner full year. So if you have the full year, you have two options. You can do the Lauren Phelps Design cover, or you can use the Catspresso Co. new cover that's coming out specifically designed for this planner. And if you have the half year, you could use Catspresso Co.'s or Lauren Phelps Design. So you do have a couple of clear cover options available to you. I definitely think that you should get one if you use these planners. That is, of course, just my opinion, but I do think that it would be a good idea. You don't have to be a person. You don't have to use a leather cover if you're not a person that wants a leather cover. You don't have to put it in anything other than the vinyl cover, but I would definitely suggest putting it in a vinyl cover. I'm going to put these two back in their boxes somewhat, just so that I don't mess them up, since they aren't going to be mine. And Catspresso Co. also sells a B6 cover with a snap closure. So if you like a snap closure, you could also get that if you didn't want to use like a leather cover. Okay, so we've talked about some size comparisons, we've talked about the covers, we've talked about kind of what sold me on these planners, we've talked about, what else have we talked about? Maybe that's all we've talked about. I am not sure. I'm just so excited for these planners, and I'm trying to make sure I cover everything I wanted to cover with you guys. Now, I did say that this is the closest thing to my ideal planner. There are things that if I made this planner, I would do differently personally, because they're things that I just really, really like and want in a planner, but they aren't deal breakers for me. So I'm definitely really excited and really happy for this planner. But there are two main things that I personally would do differently if I had designed this planner. One is that I would have skipped the gilded edges. I do think that it's pretty. It reminds me a lot of a Bible, but I have a lot of Bibles with gilded edges. I don't really need my planner to have gilded edges. Also, just like with my Bible, gilded edges tend to make pages kind of stick together. So I have to take a little bit more care in flipping the page to make sure that I haven't got two pages that are stuck together. I also think gilded pages look really pretty at the beginning, but once I add tabs and it starts to bulk up and they start to fluff out, it's going to be less of an additive. It's not going to look bad. It's just not going to be as dramatic of an effect. So to me, it's just kind of a wasted cost and a wasted thing. But I know some people really love the gilded edges, and like I said, it is not a deal breaker. It's just something that I could have left off. The other thing has to do with the layout. For me personally, I prefer my month, the weeks of that month, and then the daily or blank pages that could be used for dailies for that month, so enough for that whole month, and then the next month, the weeks for that month, and the dailies for that month. That is one of the reasons I like the Wonderland 222, because although the dailies aren't with the months and the weeks, the months and the weeks are together. So when you go to November, you have the November monthly, and right after that it goes into the weeks for November. I like it because I don't have to flip back and forth into different sections of my planner, and I tend to use my planner more efficiently that way. So if I was designing my perfect planner, most of the aspects of this planner would be in that planner, but one of the things I would do would be to reorder the pages. But like I said, that's not a deal breaker at all. It's just the reason why this isn't 100% my ultimate perfect ideal dream planner, but it is the closest thing I have ever seen that has ever been created. So I am really, really excited about it. Now, like I said, this is Tomoe River paper. It is Sanzen Tomoe River paper. It's going to have a little bit more feedback and a little less ghosting and shadowing. The lines and grid on this planner are very, very faint, which I appreciate because I like to be able to see them enough to write straight, but I don't like them to detract from my lettering or from any decor that I put in my planner. It will lay flat, but you're gonna have to open it up first. So I don't wanna like bend the spine and open it up in this video. When we do the kind of comparison in the second video, we'll do that, but it will actually lay flat. But I did want to walk through real quick the layout just so you guys could see it. So it opens up with just a page that says the year, the size, and in this case part 1, because it's the first book, this book will say part 2, the full year will say full year, and then it says common planner. Ignore the puppy, she's upset I'm filming. And then you have a yearly overview page. One of the things I really love about this, and one of the things that I would have done the same as Catherine did, is that it is very clean and simple. I don't like a lot of fuss. I don't like color. I like everything to be clean and simple. I am a decorative functional planner, but there are weeks where I don't decorate very much and weeks where I decorate more. But I like the decoration to be the focal point. So I don't like my planner to have a lot of writing and decor and colors and all of that already on it. I want to do it myself to fit the style that I want for that week. So I love that it is very simple and plain. The next page, the next 2 pages are just plain grid pages, and on all the plain grid pages there are dots in the center and at the top and at the bottom, so you could easily divide your page in half this way, in half this way, or into quadrants. So those dots are already there. They're faint, but they're darker than the rest of the grid, so that you can easily do that. Then it has your goal breakdown, and this is Catherine's system for goals. She does have videos on this, so definitely check that out. I'll try to link some of her videos in the description box if I remember to do it. If I don't, put a comment and then I will go back and add them. And then it has your quarter, and it has your priorities for the quarter, and then each month of the quarter over here, and then it has each month of the quarter here with the dates down. The weekends are circled and shaded, so you can easily see what's a Saturday and a Sunday, but there's no color or anything else on there. And then it goes Q2 the same way, and then it goes into the monthlies. It does have a December monthly, so you can go ahead and set it up and see how you want to use your monthly, but the weeks don't start until January starts. So the last week of December is also the first week of January, and so that's the first weekly page in the planner. So in the half year, it starts in December. This is part 1, and then it goes... There's June, which is the end of the second quarter, and then it also has July. So you have the month ahead and then the month behind the 2 quarters that this book covers. So you can do pre-planning. And then it goes into the weeklies, and the weeklies are very reminiscent of the Hobonichi Cousin Weekly, but way cleaner. And because all the extra stuff is removed, and because she maximized all of the space, taking the columns all the way to the center, bringing things as high up to the top as possible, as far down as possible, you don't have that much less space for writing and for planning, even though this is a smaller size, even though this is a B6 instead of an A5. So you go through your weeks. They all have the month on the side, and the week that it's on is circled. It tells you the week number also, if that's something that you like. The days of the week are abbreviated, and then the date is a little bit larger, so it's easy to see your date. You do have your hours down here, but it's not in military time, which I am really excited about, partly just because my other planners that are in military time, I just kind of have to think about it. It's not hard, but it's just like one extra step of thinking. But also, if you're a shift worker or your schedule is a little different, this is more usable because you can choose how you want to use this hourly piece. So it goes through all of your weeks. And like I said, this is the first book, so it goes until the end of June. So this is the last week of June. That also has the beginning of July. And then it goes into what I'm calling your daily pages, but they are actually just blank pages. So they are blank grid pages. So you can use them as daily pages, you can use them as commonplace, you can use them for a mixture, you could divide them up, you could use them for trackers, whatever it is that you wanted to use them for. And they are numbered. So you could use this first page as an index, or the 2 grid pages that are after this yearly overview, you could use these as an index. And the numbering starts on the first real page of the daily grid pages. So it starts with number 1 and it goes to 189. So you have 189 plus this one and the 2 in the front of grid pages to do whatever it is you need to customize this planner for you. So book 2 of the half year version is the same setup. It's just that you have Q3 and Q4. You start with June, so you have the 1 back month, and then it goes to January, so you have the 1 forward month for pre-planning. It starts that same week that the first book ends, because this is the first week of July. It is also the last week of June, and then it goes until the end of December, which just happens to fall on a Sunday. Like I said, this is a Monday start planner. Yay! The last day of December ends on a Sunday, so it is the full last week of December, and then into those same daily blank pages, starting with page number 1 and going to 189. So the full year planner works the same way, except it's not divided in 2. You won't have 2 June monthlies. You'll just have December of 2022 through January of 2024 in your monthlies. You'll have all of your quarters in the one book. You'll have all of the weeks of the entire year of 2023 in your planner. And then you'll have the daily pages, the pages that I'm calling dailies. You'll have the blank pages with 1 page for every day of the year. So you'll have enough pages to do dailies for the entire year if you want, or like I said, commonplace, trackers, whatever it is that you want. I am in love with this planner. Like I said, there's just a couple of things that if it was going to be like my most perfect planner that I would change, but definitely not deal breakers. Definitely the closest thing to my perfect planner that I have ever seen. I love how it feels. It's very flexible. It's very soft. I like both cover options. I think that they are lovely. I love that this is sort of a mauve pink. It's very subtle, and that the black is very classic. I love all the details with the dating, so that if you got one again for 2024, because they are planning on continuing these, and I believe making them in some other sizes too, you'd be able to line them up on your shelf and know which year they are. I just think they're fabulous. I think that the packaging is so luxe. I think that the styling is so classic and so clean. It is pretty much everything that I would want in my EDC planner, and I am so eternally grateful to Catherine for creating this perfect planner. So that is my video, my unboxing, my first impressions of my common planner. I am really excited. Like I said, I am going to have a second video, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out, because I am going to do a little bit of a comparison in that video of the insides to compare it to some other planners, just so you can see how it compares to some other planners. And I'm also going to be doing a giveaway for a full year and a half year set of the common planner and some other goodies to go with it, so that you have everything you need to get started for 2023. If you have any questions or comments about my video on the 2023 Common Planner by Sterling Inc., please don't hesitate to comment below, and I will definitely get back with you. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos and giveaways. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to just scribble.